at 4:03 a.m. In the only 24-hour diner still glowing on a freezing November night, Ethan Cole, once the most celebrated tech billionaire in America, sat hunched over a stack of legal documents. His hands shook, not from the cold, but from the crushing weight of what he was about to do. He was minutes away from signing the papers that would declare the end of everything he'd built. His company, his legacy, his future, and no one knew. No board members, no lawyers, no friends. Because Ethan didn't have many of those left, he just needed a quiet place. Somewhere no one would recognize him at this hour, but someone did. A young waitress named Lily paused as she passed his booth. She was 26, wore a messy ponytail, and had the kind of tired eyes that only people working 2 jobs to stay alive have. She glanced at the papers, then at him. "You okay there?" she asked softly. Ethan forced a small smile. "Just making big decisions." "Looks like you're signing away your life," she said half-jokingly. Half worried, he gave a dry laugh. "Something like that." Lily didn't pry. She simply refilled his coffee and moved on, humming quietly. Ethan tried to focus, but something about her calmness in the middle of chaos made him pause. She was working the graveyard shift, serving strangers food while fighting her own battles, and she still had the energy to care about someone who looked broken. He looked back down at the page, lifting his pen. Then Lily reappeared, holding a slice of warm apple pie. "On the house," she said. No one should make big decisions on an empty stomach. Ethan blinked. No one had given him something without wanting something in return for a very long time, but he whispered, "Thank you." As she put the plate down, her eyes drifted again to the paperwork. She wasn't trying to snoop, but something caught her attention. A line. "A number, sir." "I'm sorry," she said quietly, "but that looks wrong." Ethan frowned. "What?" She pointed, hesitant. "This line here. I'm no expert, but I took a business class last year. That number, it doesn't match those figures over here." She waved her finger between 2 pages. "It looks like a decimal is off. By a lot." Ethan's heart stalled. He leaned forward, scanning the lines. She was right. His accountant, his trusted accountant, had shifted a decimal point in a key valuation. It made his company look hundreds of millions more in debt than it actually was. It was intentional, a setup, a betrayal. His breath left him. How did you see that?" Lily shrugged, embarrassed. "Numbers make more sense to me than people sometimes." Ethan stared at the papers. A tiny mistake, invisible at first glance, but powerful enough to destroy his entire empire. And this waitress, this stranger who owed him nothing, had just saved him from signing away his life. He looked at her with a mixture of shock and gratitude. "You may have just saved my future." Lily laughed, thinking he was joking. "I doubt that. I just noticed something weird." But Ethan wasn't laughing. He stood suddenly, grabbed his coat, and said, "I need to go. Right now." Then he paused. "What's your name?" "Lily." "Lily," he repeated, as if memorizing it. "You didn't just notice something. You saved me." She shook her head. "Shy? Just doing my job." Ethan gave her a look she didn't understand, but would remember for the rest of her life. The diner was slow, unusually quiet. Lily was wiping down tables when the bell above the door chimed. She turned and nearly dropped the menus in her hands. Ethan Cole stood there, clean-shaven, rested, wearing a simple black coat instead of the wrinkled one from that night, but he smiled. "I came to say thank you." Lily blinked. "For the pie. For saving my company." She froze. "What?" Ethan handed her a letter. Inside was a full scholarship, paid in full, to any business school she chose. "And this," he added, handing her a second envelope, "is an offer. A job. Full-time. With benefits. You saw a mistake my entire team missed. I need people like you." Her hand covered her mouth. Tears filled her eyes. "Why me?" she whispered. "Because you cared," Ethan said simply. "When I was just a guy in a booth at 4 a.m. You cared. And the world needs more people like that." Lily didn't know what to say. She'd spent years feeling invisible, serving tables, wiping counters, studying in stolen minutes. And now, because she'd chosen to show kindness to a stranger, her life was changing. Ethan extended his hand. "Ready?" She nodded through tears. "Yes." They stepped outside together, the cold morning air filled with new possibilities. And in the end, it wasn't billions or power or fame that changed Ethan's life. It was the kindness of a waitress who believed that no one should make the biggest decisions of their life alone. A reminder that sometimes the smallest act of compassion can rewrite someone's entire story, and sometimes it can rewrite your own.